here, Monday Night Live. Happy St. Patty's Day, or St. Patrick's Day, shall we say. Hope you all had a great day today. So, anybody get pinched? I got some green in here, actually. And I've been wearing a green jacket all day. So, I'm safe. Those aren't green.
Well, then I got green dots here.
Wow. Wow, you making a stretch of that one. So, anyways, thanks everybody for showing up. Tom George is in the house. Tom and Lauren, thanks so much for jumping in tonight. Hopefully y'all are having a green beer. You know what? I don't think you can buy green beer anywhere, can you? I mean, in a can or a bottle or something.
My sister had a green margarita the other day, but...
What beer?
I don't know about beer. I haven't
Green beer.
Let me see.
I don't think so. I think you probably just got to get it, and they just add some green dye in it. Anyways, I'm probably not going to have many people tonight because everybody's going to be out celebrating St. Patty's Day. So... welcome to those. Pat and Jane in the house. Thank you all so much for, you're not going to check out on me early. I remember, see, y'all bailed on me early last night, or last week. So hopefully you're in it for the duration. Gary, joining in. Thanks, Gary, for joining tonight. Missy Mo, checking in before heading back to Michigan. You didn't even come and visit me. Shame on you. Rich A. Warminster, PA. How's the weather there, Rich? Y'all doing pretty good? And then Leon from Moon Township, PA. Is that close to Warminster? And then we have Miss Patricia Navarro in the house. And I want to thank you as well, Trish, for coming and seeing me and finding her that beautiful home she fell in love with in the Villages last week. So we are working on getting that all wrapped up, put together for you. So a big thank you. It was awesome, Trish. I enjoyed every minute of it. And it just goes to show you, you know, you go around and you look at houses and you really think, you know, this is the house. This is the one I really want. And we went all the way to the very northern end of the Villages to look at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, courtyard villa in Phillips Villas. It was a Grantham. And when we walked in, had a little bit of a disorientation going on, I guess, of where to put furniture. So I said, let's go. We kept looking. This house, that house, the very last, I think, very last home, right, Trish? She's like, this is it. I love this home. This home is perfect. So there you go. And it wasn't anything like, I think, on our radar screen. Get this click out of here. Okay. So there you go. So Trish, enjoyed it. Thank you. And we are moving forward with that. So, all right, Pat, thanks for letting me know you're in it to win it all the way. Yay. All right, so let me tell you. Robert Wilson coming down soon from Buffalo. Ooh, we know about Buffalo. Land of the snowdrifts. Ira, we didn't bail. We had to pick up a family member. Okay. I'm just teasing, Jane. All right. Weather's pretty good. Rain and wind. Oh, yeah, same here. I think wind and rain over the whole United States yesterday, the way that thing came through. So, what did I do today? Well, I had the opportunity to meet with one of our alumni here, Racer Girl. She showed up this weekend, and we went off and looked at homes today. Had a lot of fun doing it. Met at 10, 11, 12, 1. 10, 11, 12, 1. 3 hours. 3 hours looking at 6 homes. So I think we have a really good idea of what they're looking for. They live out there in California. They're getting ready to put their home on the market. And then when they do, boof, back here. So that's cool. Want to kind of give everybody, well, I'm going to give you all a heads up right now, early on, for 2 reasons. Number one, this show goes on reruns right after when we finish our live version. So I want to let everybody know early and up front, and I'll let you all know, remind everybody by the end of the show. I've got a great idea. Going around with Racer Girl, Renee, they're staying over by Lake Sumter Landing. And we went from where they're staying in Bonnybrook all the way to the very north, as far as you can go, Trish. We went to Mulberry and saw that a little bit. And then we went all the way as far south as you can possibly go, all the way to the village of Dabney. So that gave me a great idea. Next week, y'all don't want to miss this. We're going to do the exact same thing in reverse. So we're going to do a live remote show from... So anybody ever watch those shows when they're driving? What's that one guy, Corrigan? What's that one comedy dude's name? James Corden?
I think Corden, yeah.
James Corden, I know, does it. The guy from Fox, what's his name? Jimmy Fallon. He does some kind of remote from a car. So we're doing that next week. We're going to be bringing you our Monday Night Live from, we're going to start down in Dabney. And we're going to make ourselves all the way. We're going to spend the whole hour, I don't know, however long it takes us to go from one end to the next. We'll go by Eastport. We'll see how Eastport's looking. So there's 2 ways. I was kind of thinking about this. There's several ways to get to where we want to go. So if we're starting all the way in Dabney, we could come up right by Sawgrass Grove. We'll go by there. We could go over Bexley, and we can go over to Eastport, which we probably will do. And then not too far from Sawgrass Grove is a split. We can go Morris Boulevard, or we can go Megason. Megason would take us right to Brownwood, so I think that's where we're going to go too. Excuse me. So I think we're going to have a blast next week. So I don't think you want to miss that next week. And if you do, like I said, we put it on the channel. And then just can't talk to me as we go. But I'll have Christian with me. He'll be able to relay any chats that we're talking about along the way. But if you all have any suggestions about what you'd like to see as we're going from north to south, I'm actually gonna take my odometer and I'm gonna see exactly how far, and then we'll see how long it takes us. Because I think we're gonna end up, you know where we'll end up? We will end up at first responders recreation. So I've done a video of the first responders, but I think, yeah, we'll have a great time. So we're gonna go see Sawgrass Grove, we'll see Eastport, we'll see Brownwood. We'll have to go to Lake Sumter. Depending on the time, maybe we could shoot over and do all the squares, and we won't leave out Spanish Springs, and then kind of come back and go up El Camino, all the way up Buena Vista, all the way to 42 to past Nancy Lopez. And so we're gonna see a lot, see how long it takes us, see how many miles it is. That's gonna be very interesting. So you don't wanna miss next week. I think that's gonna be a blast. And you probably don't wanna miss 1 minute of it. Because if you do, you're gonna miss a lot. We'll have gone right on by whatever it is you probably wanted to see. Okay, so, Jane, we didn't bail. All right, so Leon is outside of Pittsburgh, and let's see. So my buddy Jace. Thanks for joining, Jace. Appreciate it. I'm also going from north to south next weekend. So I told Jace, I said, hey, this is what I want to do. One of these months, when you're coming down on the weekend and you have a show, the J. Paris rock band is playing somewhere, I want to fly up there. I want to be able to watch the show. And then I will drive down to Florida with Jace. How does that sound? That sounds pretty fun, doesn't it? So this way I'll be able to see what the great J. Paris looks and sounds like. So I have a real sense of understanding. I might have a whole different perspective of Jace after that. So we'll see. Anyways, so shoot, we're gonna miss it. We could have met up with you for a chat. What? So we went by with Racer Girl. We went by Sawgrass Grove from Dabney. Man, you should have seen the people out there. I missed it. We should have been out there. Oh, man, we should have done a live remote from Sawgrass Grove tonight. Because there was a bunch of people over there, all with their little green hats on. Alrighty, so could have met up with you for a chat in Sawgrass. Well, Missy, all you gotta do is call, girlfriend. And yes, it will make for a kick-ass video. I really feel like the show, the trip down to Florida, our whole time down would be great. Racer Girl, we've been talking about you, girlfriend. So I made it. I went to Sawgrass, had a burger and some brewskis. Were those green brewskis? Now listen, she only has a golf cart. And I told you where where we started over there, right by Lake Sumter Landing. So they got in their golf cart and went all the way down to Sawgrass Grove for a burger and some brewskis. And I'm going to throw her under the bus. I asked her, I said, hey, come on the show tonight. Let's say hi to everybody so everybody can put a face with a name. And she goes, sorry, Ira, we only have a golf cart. We don't have a car. So we can't make it. And I said, well, and I started thinking, should I tell her I'm going to come pick her up, or shall I wait for her to ask me to come pick her up? So Renee, you didn't ask me to come pick you up. So I just figured she didn't want to be on camera, which 90% of people don't anyway. So hey, I'm not going to force anybody. So she had a Yingling. Should have put a little bit of the green leprechaun juice in there. But anyways, thank you so much for the tour today, Renee, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you for joining tonight. So that was a good little trip down there by golf cart from where we were. You should have asked. It's the job for the men. Oh, wow. Well, I hinted. I did a hard hint. I'm going to have to ask Vincent. People would have loved to see you tonight. Anyways, there's always Topic Tuesday, 1 p.m., tomorrow afternoon.
And what's our topic?
I don't know.
Far bars.
Oh, the boring FAR bar contract. Well, I'm old school. Yeah, me too. So we always have tomorrow. So yeah, FAR bar contracts tomorrow. We're going to paraphrase the contract like I do, like Trish went through when I just wrote up her offer. I had to paraphrase 13 pages of a boring real estate contract. So anybody who just wants to read all that, I started a video series for this FAR bar contract. And I think the first one I did was an hour long. I might have got through page 1.5, maybe 2 pages in an hour, explaining the first 2 pages. Then I tried it again. And there was another hour and 15 minutes, I think. And I'm like, man, oh man, at this rate, 13 pages of a FAR bar contract, nobody's going to watch all that. That's just way too many hours. So I abandoned that idea. But we'll see what tomorrow brings, because, I don't know, it typically takes me less than an hour, right, Trish, to go through the whole contract, paraphrasing as we go. So we're going to do that tomorrow so you all have an idea what to expect if and when you do make an offer on a home here. Let's see. Okay, so anyways, let's get started. We're going to go ahead. You know what? I just got to ask. Has anybody seen Kevin? Because I haven't seen Kevin over a month.
At least since you were sick.
No, it's been way before that. I haven't seen Kevin for, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months. Jace knows, because I always ask him, hey, heard from Kevin? Nobody's heard from Kevin. So, I don't know. I don't know if Kevin is mad at me or for whatever reason, I don't know. I do know one time a while ago I was kind of hitting on the villages. He didn't like that, but hey, I'm making me up a list of things that, how can I put it? Things that bother me here at the villages, right? So I've been here for 25 years, selling homes, working in real estate, and so I've come up with a little list of things that I think are dumb, ridiculous, didn't think about, and I'm going to write some down now so I don't forget. So sorry about the silence here, but I just have to write all this down so my little pea brain here won't forget about some of the stuff. Oh yeah, one more, let's see. There we go. Anyways, nothing bad, just something to think about. Okay, so while we have a little lull in the action, we're going to go to, wait a minute, let me get myself back on the screen here. All right, so matrix, search, oh yeah, search, quick. And then active listings, 677 matches. We are fast approaching 700. Now let me, I do want to make a point here, because I honestly feel like a lot of people aren't buying because they think interest rates are too high. So it's my understanding, first of all, that interest rates are starting to go down. We do have a president who is very much into real estate with all of his, and building, with all of his skyscrapers there in New York and golf courses and everything else. He's very in tune to real estate, so I have no doubt that, and it's already happening, that interest rates are going to start to go down. Now, where are they? I think last time, Quicken Loans or Rocket Mortgage, they're one and the same. They gave us what the rates were. So let me see if I can get out of this. What does this say? Oh boy. Maybe I better go Rocket Mortgage. Rocket Mortgage. Rocket Mortgage. refinancing your loan, first-time home buyer. Log in, Rocket Dashboard, home loans. Well, let's try this. Okay. Rates. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Purchase rates. Oh, I should have gone to 30-year. 30-year rates. There we go. Rocket Mortgage, estimate my rate. Okay, so a 30-year fixed, 6.625. So yes, here's a FHA. FHA, all you have to put is 3.5% down. Boom. 6.49 with an FHA. A jumbo, that's over jumbo rates. I think, what do they learn about jumbo loans? Jumbo loans, I think, are over $450,000 for the home. When you need a larger home, I don't want to apply. Closing cost, estimate, mortgage calculator. Well, of course, it wouldn't make it easy for us. But jumbo loans, I think, are for homes that are over either 450 or 650. I forget. But let's go back here to these rates. So yeah, you don't see them in the 7s. Now watch, I say that, and you'll probably go see a bunch. Let me think here. Home equity calculator, jumbo, 30-year VA. So here, so these are looking pretty good, actually. So, not bad for rates. Here's the deal. Who was I watching? Watching somebody. They were talking about how when Jimmy Carter was in office, mortgage rates were 17%. Right? What were mortgage rates when Jimmy Carter was in office? This ought to be interesting, because I don't want you to take my word for it. Historical look, presidential, the runner-up. Ooh. Oh, in spring 1980 with inflation at an 18% rate. That's just inflation rate, with home mortgage rates above 14%. So that right there should give people some confidence, because you know how history tends to repeat itself, and I think we're facing another situation like that. So Reagan came into office, cleaned all that up from when Jimmy Carter was in office. Now Trump is in office. I don't want to get political. I'm just stating facts. So that's where, so we had interest rates coming back down. Inflation was up when Biden was in there, and they're saying that's coming down too. So the moral to my story is, you don't want to wait around trying to get the best rate, because 6.5% interest rate is not bad at all. compared to where it was in the black days of 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Those days will never be back. 3.5% interest rate? No. Those days will never be back. So 6.5 compared to 14. 6.5% is good. And if it goes down a point to 5.5, if that's all you're waiting for, I would suggest you jump on the bandwagon now, because if you try to time the market and then interest rates start going down and then prices start going up, you're going to miss the boat. You don't want to do that. So I think, personally, this is a great time to be buying. And not only that, let me remind you about buying your rate down and asking the seller to pay for your origination points to buy that rate down to where it's probably ultimately going to be anyways, right? So if you can get a whole point shaved off of that, what's now, we're going to just say on an average of 6.5% to 5.5%, buy now, you're good to go. We can get that seller to pay for those points to buy that mortgage rate down. So, very good advice. I'm telling you, been around, I've seen it. Let's go back to, all right, 677 matches. Whoa. Pending the last 7 days. We like to check this out, right? 54 matches. I think it was 52 last week, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, 57. So it's 57 last week. This week, it's 54. So there's a consistency going on there. Homes are selling, folks. 54 homes. That's just on the MLS side in a week. Homes that closed from the pending contracts in the last 7 days. 42 homes closed. So there you go. So homes are selling, guys. It's not like the market's dead. And this isn't exactly the middle of March. This is not exactly a huge buying time of the year, because I'm going to tell you right now, the best time is going to be in this, well, the best time for sellers is in the summertime. And why is that? Because people up north who have a home to sell, and I was telling Renee, she's going to put her home on the market in April or maybe May. Perfect. Perfect time to be having your home on the market. Why? Because kids are getting out of school. Those parents of children are buying a home, and then they're going to get them settled in a brand new home, in a brand new area, in a brand new community, in a brand new school. People are not pulling their kids out of school right now because they bought a home and they're moving. They're just not doing it. This is March, April, May, 2 months till kids are out of school. Maybe some kids get out in June up north, I don't know. But the whole thing is a retiree who wants to move down here, puts his home on the market, that family buys his home in the summertime, and then they come down here with a pocket full of money, and they're buying more and more homes. So this will go way up. Now, the slowest time of the year is in May. Then we're really in between. And then shoots back up in the summertime. So that's a good word to the wise. If you wait till May, there'll be probably pretty much the most inventory there'll ever will be, because there'll be a buying frenzy in the summertime. All right, so souls, 42 in the last. Let's see what the week before that was. 38. So looks like it's going up on an upward trend a little bit, from 38 to 42 last week. There you go. And then even here, so homes typically close in 30 days, between 30 and 40 days. So maybe that's why, if I was to go 1 to 10, maybe 10 days. Oops. See, that's more like it. Homes go under contract, they typically close in 30 to 40 days. 52 homes closed in the last 10 days. And then here, 54. So there's your market report. Do I have any questions here? Peter, do you have to be 55 to be in on top of the world? Or is it the 80-20 rule like the villages? Do you know how much the monthly fee is there? Yes, you do. They're very strict over there. So they make sure that everybody, at least one person on the deed, is 55. Here in the villages, you can be 45, 35, they don't care, as long as you don't have children that live with you. Then that's a problem. Let's see here. On top of the world. Ocala, Florida. I'm going to see if they have, I think they do, about. Maybe they do. Let's get rid of this out of here. About. We're building the world. Ask a resident. I don't know, frequently asked questions. Is there a community service fee? Let's see if this fee, yes, covers a wealth of amenities. To which you please contact for more information on the home series that interests you. All right, well, let's see. Well, I thought that it would have, okay, let's see. I think maybe it's in the amenities section here. Let's see. Amenities, homeowners. Let's see if it's up here. Some new homeowners. Unrivaled construction. You can go for a stay over there for only $99 a night. Let's see. Well, so here's what I can tell you, Peter. here's what I can tell you. So there's two different HOA fees over there. One is for the leasehold properties where they do your lawn, they paint your home every 7 years, they, I think, mulch once a year. They'll fix your roof if you have roof damage. That's one fee. So let's do this. On top of the world, Kindler Hills, and whoops, you can't write and, Wayborn Landings. All right, those are 3 different communities. Those are 3 different series of homes in each one of these communities. Wayborn Landing has your classic series. Candler Hills has your estate series. And On Top of the World has your premier series. So we want to say we only want single-family residents. That brings us to 138. And we do want to say Marion County, because there actually is, believe it or not, another On Top of the World somewhere. What else? I guess that's it. So let's look at what we have here. All right. So On Top of the World, Unit A, Unit B, well, all those, well, there's only one Unit A there. Let's just kind of take this one right here. Wait a minute. Let me look. So, oh, this is a good one here, 2023 for $249,900. Really? Dang, that's a pretty good steal there. Let's check this out. $249,900. What the heck? I got my suspicions. Anyways, what I wanted to show you was your amenity fee. Now that's $524. Now that I just don't think that's correct. $524.10. I don't see how that's correct. Let's do 98. Let's do 98, 2006, 96, 2006, 2000. So it looks like they have a lot of the older homes. 97. I mean, we could look at them if you want. Here's On Top of the World. And 510. Wow. Did they go up that high? Let's keep looking. Whoops. 513. I guess they went up. They jumped up because I certainly. Now again, this is all the leasehold. Like I said, 512.80. Didn't know it went that high. 530. So that's what you're looking at for the leasehold area where you don't do your own lawn. Now 336, this is in Candler Hills. So 336, it drops way down because you don't take care, you have to take care of your own lawn here. And they don't paint your home. They don't take care of the outside at all like they do on top of the world. So there you go. We're going to keep looking. 524. I guess it is. We're going to look at Candler Hills again. So, Wayborn Landing. Check out Wayborn Landing. This is a 2022 for $299.9 in Wayborn Landing. HOA fee $220. So that's a little more like it. That's your classic series. And Candler Hills, let me go on up a little bit. Another one in Candler Hills. 2006, 1827 square feet living area. $336. So $220 for Wayborn Landing. Now, Wayborn Landing has their own amenities. You cannot go over into the on top of the world part of that gated community from Wayborn Landing and use their amenities. But you can pay extra. And I don't know, since this has changed, I'd say it's anywhere from $75 to $100 extra a month if you want to live in Wayborn Landing. So let's say it's going to be about $320, worst case scenario, to go over and be able to use all the amenities and on top of the world. $336 is what it is in Candler Hills, and then it's $524 if you live in the leasehold area of on top of the world. How's that? Okay? So, there's a little information for you. Let's see. On the fence. Okay, so Gary's on the fence. Hello, Tammy. Tamajama. It said that the average villager moves 3 times. Did they wish they got the 3rd bedroom, or was the garage or lanai too small? What pitfalls should we be thinking about to buy right the first time? So I will tell you, I would say, and I'm not exaggerating, I'd say at least 90% of my customers who I show and sell a home to never move. Because we got it right the first time. Usually it has to do with the garage, or the lanai, or maybe they want a home site with a view or privacy, whatever. So there you go. So, sorry, if we had to do it all over again, we would have bought a house with a 2-car and a golf cart garage. Right now we have a 2-car garage. But we only have 1 car and a golf cart and still have plenty of room for storage. But we only been in the house since October. What insurance do you recommend to have? I know I won't need earthquake insurance anymore. Not in Florida. So let me just answer Renee, because we were working, we were together this afternoon looking at homes. I didn't get quite the chance. We started down the road on this insurance topic, and what I forgot to tell Renee was, you want to make sure you have wind damage. So we started going down that road, and I don't know, we started talking about something else. But somebody was saying last week, make sure you have flood insurance, even if you're not in a flood zone, So let me just kind of tell you a little bit about insurance here in Florida. I don't know about everybody else, but your typical homeowner's insurance will cover any floods that you might have coming from inside the house, like if a pipe breaks or whatever. That's your homeowner's insurance will cover you for that type of flooding. If there's a hurricane and a tree limb comes flying through your window, water gets inside your house, if you don't have wind damage, they're not going to pay. Doesn't matter that your inside of your house was ruined from the water that came through because of that branch that blasted through your window. That is wind damage. Flood insurance, when you get flood insurance for a house, it's basically because you have a flood on the outside that comes in. It's mandatory if your house is in a flood zone. I can honestly tell you, and I'm sitting here thinking about it, that this area just doesn't flood. Well, let me just back it up. I can pretty much say with confidence from 44 north hasn't flooded, and we've had several hurricanes, but we have plenty of retention ponds where all the water goes, and we don't have any flooding. So I honestly don't recall any home that got flooded from a hurricane or storm or rain event. Now, again, I don't know about down south. I think it's kind of too new yet to tell. I do know they have a lot of retention areas down there as well. But again, I just want to reemphasize wind damage. You want a rider on your insurance policy that says your home is covered in the event of wind damage. And I guess that goes for your roof as well, okay? So that would be the rest of the story, Racer Girl, if you know Paul Harvey and the rest of the story. Chris, what is the average property tax in the villages? Do all homes in villages pay city tax as well? So what is the rule of thumb for roofs as it pertains to insurance? Can you negotiate roof replacement during purchase? So let's take those questions. Thanks for asking, Chris, because that's why I have this live Monday Night Live. Let me kind of just go back to get off of this screen for a little bit and then go back and say, full. All right. So to answer your questions, property taxes in the villages, average. So now you know about homestead exemption, right? If you're a full-time resident here, you can declare homestead exemption, take $50,000 off the appraised value of your home. Typically, the property appraiser appraises your home around 75% of the value, the market value of your home. Then you take $50,000 off of that, which really brings your property taxes down. Now, depends where you live, because you could be living in the city limits of Wildwood, of Fruitland Park, of Leesburg. Those are all areas inside the villages that you would have to pay a city tax. So, if you're somebody like the person I was with today who lives in California, where taxes might not affect you as much. But if you're somebody in Ohio where taxes are maybe lower, it might. So I'd be careful about if you want to have lower property taxes. And the bond affects your taxes as well. So you'll really want to check out my video on taxes. So you want to put that link up in the chat? Christian will put that link on taxes and bonds that I made. That's detailed out. That'll tell you everything you need to know, but I'll tell you here anyways. The bond greatly affects your tax bill because you have two portions of a tax bill when you get your tax bill. You have ad valorem taxes and you have non-ad valorem assessments. Put those two together, that's your tax bill. What are assessments? Your bond, your yearly bond amount that you pay the bond. Yearly maintenance fee, everybody has to pay a maintenance fee to take care of the common areas in the villages, and that comes on your property taxes. The village's fire assessment, that comes on your non-ad valorem assessments. Sorry. Oak trees, man, the pollen's really bad right now this time of year. So I would say average is going to be about $4,000 to $4,500. Now, it could go down much lower, depending if you're in an older area of the villages. You might see, and it depends if it's a house or a villa too. But I would say for a house, in the older area, you could pay $2,700, $2,800, $2,900 a year in taxes, as long as you're not in the city. But so there's a wide range, and that's why I made that video. So Christian, can you just click on that, dude? Oh, okay, yeah, just click on that link. Rule of thumb used to be 15 years. Then I heard it went to 10 years. I think it's back to 15 years that insurance companies don't really want to give an insurance policy on a home that has a roof older than 15 years. So, can you negotiate that with the homeowner? Absolutely. Most homeowners are going to do it anyways, right? Most homeowners are going to already just say, I'm going to put a new roof on. It's about, for an average home, $14,000 to $16,000 for a new roof. If it doesn't have a new roof already, maybe we'll just say, hey, to the homeowner, I want a new roof. My customers want a new roof. We'll pay half if you pay half, because we realize we're getting a brand new roof, so we're getting a lot out of it. And then you, Mr. Owner, will help me out and pay half and go from there. So that's where we're at. And you're welcome, Peter. Always my pleasure. And Peter and Chris always ask great questions. And that really is, like I said, with this whole homes around the villages, Florida. I think we need to take that Florida out of there with Ira Miller live, because that's a given, the villages. And I know that you can't trademark a destination like a town or a city, and that's what the villages is. That's another thing I should probably cover one day in a video or a topic Tuesday, are trademarks, and how the villages has trademarked the word, the villages, excuse me, which, in my opinion, you can't trademark. And I've done a lot of research in the patent and trademarks website that will tell you you cannot patent a trade. But on the other hand, who wants to fight the villages? Who has more money than I don't know. I wouldn't say Elon Musk or Donald Trump, but they've got a lot of money to sit there and fight you on it. So why pick a fight where you don't have to? And that's the problem. Now you get some hotshot young attorney who might want to make a name for himself, might decide to go pro bono on something like that, then you might have something.
The Florida Rob Kardashian.
The Florida what?
Rob Kardashian, like a lawyer who.
Oh, Robert Kardashian?
Yeah.
Did he do that pro bono for from O.J. Simpson?
I know he was like a junior lawyer on the case, if I remember correctly, and that's what made him famous.
Gotcha. All right, Peter, I'm glad. Glenn is asking, is Royal Highlands a good place to buy, and what county is that in? Also, is it south of the villages? Very good question, Glenn. Royal Highlands, I will say, is decent. It's clean. It's well maintained. Has a nice recreation area. Has an indoor pool and an outdoor pool. But it's not real close to shopping. So that would probably be, I think, its biggest downfall is hold on a second, you guys. Isn't live awesome? You just get interrupted and there you go. So that was my buddy Ted, who's who belongs to our office. With a situation as the broker, I kind of have to just jump to his rescue. So let's see. What the heck was I saying, Christian?
You were talking about how Royal Highlands didn't have shopping near it.
Royal Highlands. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you for that. He says, sorry. That's about it. I mean, it's close to Claremont, close to Groveland, close to the Turnpike. So if you're one that uses the airport a lot, or loves Disney, or likes to go downtown Orlando shopping to the Millennium Mall or something like that, goes to the concerts like I do down in Orlando, man, it's a jump on and jump off there at Royal Highlands. And the amenities are decent. Now, I think Probably. Let me go back here for a second. Royal Highlands, I'll show you. Personally, I think if there's a toss-up between Royal Highlands and the plantation, I would probably pick the plantation over Royal Highlands, only because there's more recreation, I think. Well, there's 3 recreation centers, so. So check out, what's the problem? Oh, it's not in Marion County, that's why. Is there an S on that? Nope. Well, what is the problem here? I'm always putting stuff in where there shouldn't be. The plantation of Leesburg, yeah.
Of or at?
At?
That's what I think their official name is.
At. I don't think so. Oh. It's not that either. Let's see. What's this one popping up here? That's not. Come on. What's the deal here? Here's what I got to do. I'm just going to clear it. Okay. Active. And then we're going to go. Man, oh man, this thing's always giving me a problem. I don't understand. Let's do this. Let's get rid of the. There you go. Plantation at Leesburg. All right, well, there you go. I'm only going to just do this for the map. So here's a home, 279, but here's the map. All right, so here's the turnpike. Here's the cool thing. This is all the plantation, and they have a gate out the back that you can take out here to 33. And the reason I say that's the cool thing, because you could take this to County Road 470 and then over the turnpike, and then you are at this is Eastport. Okay, so where are we here? Oh, that's Bexley. Okay. This is where we're going next week, everybody. By the way, I want to remind everybody what I said in the very beginning. Next week, you don't want to miss next week, because we're doing a remote live stream from, now that I got this up, Dabney, the village of Dabney. This is as far as the villages goes. We're going to come on up here. Now, I think I'm going to go up Megason to Bexley and then come back and go down. I don't know, maybe not, because, I don't know, 470 is maybe a straighter shot. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So we'll start here next week. We're going to come across the turnpike. We're going to check out, this is the newest area of the Villages. This is where they're selling homes right now down here. As you can see, not much right now. And then this is the school system for the Villages Charter School. And then we have Eastport. We'll go and see how far along Eastport is. Then we will probably go back over to Warm Springs. I mean, not Warm Springs, Megason. This is Megason. And this is the route we're going to take, and we're going to hit Brownwood and then keep going. So we're going to see how long that takes us tomorrow, not tomorrow, next Monday. Like I said, you don't want to really miss it because I think there's a lot. So we're going to start here, go across here. Actually, I don't know, maybe we'll go up Bexley. Yeah, we'll backtrack. We'll come up Bexley. We'll hit Sawgrass Grove right here. Then we'll travel up Megason until we hit Brownwood. Here's Brownwood. We'll keep going. But I digress because the question was about Royal Highlands. So the reason I was talking about the plantation, right? Because this is the plantation here. This is Arlington Ridge here, the plantation here, and Royal Highlands is here. All this is Royal Highlands. Uh-oh. My switcher went out. Okay. So this is Royal Highlands, but what I was talking about was there's not a whole lot of shopping until you get into Claremont. You have Mineola, you have Claremont, you have Groveland. All these little towns are pretty cool, but this is Royal Highlands here. And, but like I said, this is the plantation, back roads to here, over to here, boom, you're in the Villages. So, the question was, let's see, is Royal Highlands a good place to buy, and what county is that in? It's in Lake County. Also, is it south of the Villages? So there you go. I always like to give visuals, right? So thanks for that question. But let me just bring it. All right, come on back here. All right, so once again, it is south of, right here, south of the Villages. And then this is the Villages, and this is as far as the Villages. But, so, don't blink, Glenn, because it could be, well, the Villages, all of this is Villages owned property, okay? They're going to develop all the way into here. They're probably going to try to make it into here, but again, like I pointed out, I don't know, there's a lot of wetlands. in this area. All this dark green stuff, these are all wetlands. Dark green, dark green. Anytime you see dark green, it's wetlands. This is a lot of wetlands in here. And if you don't believe me, you know, we just go, all we have to do is go to our flood map. All the purple area, wetlands. So as we come across, you can see how much. I wish I could expand this, but I can't. Central Parkway is here. Yeah, so you can kind of see there's a lot of wetlands and flood area. X is what you want. X in orange. See here, orange, out of special flood hazard area. That's what you want. The dark purple is in the 100-year floodway, and the yellow is 500 floodplain. But let's see. Anyways, let me see what it looks like for Bridges Road. Okay, so, all right, this is Royal Highlands. So they have built pretty much right at the edges of these flood zones, and all the way around here. Most of this other stuff are just small lakes or retention areas. So, King James, Monarch, Princess, Royal, right? Royal Highlands. You have, that's when you know that you're in Royal Highlands, when you see all these kind of names. Wish I could. But now you can kind of see what it's designating these water areas. Okay. So there you go for that one. You're right, Brian. That's why they named it Lake County. There's so many lakes. Let me see here. Where are we? If I get on my map, my good map here. Yep. As I pan out, here you have Lake Harris, Lake Eustis, Lake Dora, Lake Denham. This is Little Lake Harris. This is Big Lake Harris, Lake Apopka, Mineola. Yeah, these are the chain of lakes down here in Claremont. A lot of people like to live on the chain of lakes, but yes, definitely. Now you can see why it's called Lake County. Okay. What in the world? What you talking about, Ted? You picked the hardest one.
About the plantation, when you were searching.
Oh, yeah. Can you explain how real estate brokers' fees work on the buyer's end? So that's a great question, and that's why I did my Topic Tuesday, which I think Christian will go ahead and plug in, but I'll kind of paraphrase it a little bit. So it's called BBAs, or buyer broker agreement, and in their infinite wisdom, the National Association of Realtors went from one extreme to the other. Let me get myself back together over here with you guys, okay? All right, so they went from one extreme to the other. I'm waiting for them to come on into the middle, but for now, we have to get a buyer-broker agreement signed by the buyer, and most people, most real estate agents are going to put in a period of time that that buyer-broker agreement is for, buyer-broker agreement, and then they're going to put in there how much the buyer is going to owe that agent if they buy a home and the seller doesn't pay for their commission. Me personally, I put 0. Because 100% of the time I'm going to go after the seller like it's always been for my commission. So my answer to you is 0. Now, not everybody is like me. Not everybody even, probably not any realtor or all the realtors even thought about it. All they do is they see this verbiage in this buyer-broker agreement, and they think they got to fill something out in there, and they're going to put in 2.5%, 3% or whatever. They're going to ask you to sign it, and so I encourage you, if you want a detailed explanation, but that's kind of just the gist of it, go to my buyer-broker agreement on my over here on in the chat that Christian put up there. BBA's explained. So I'm telling you, as far as I'm concerned, from my stance, my position, buyer pays 0 commission to me. But that's not the way it's going to be with other agents. And I think simply because they don't even know any better. They don't even know they could put 0 in that spot. I don't know. I haven't done a survey of all these other agents to see what they do. I just know what I do, and I encourage the agents in my office to do the same thing. So, yeah, Ted, that was my next. I knew I was missing something, but I was just taking the "the" out of there. Should have just done Royal Highlands, I guess, right? I would have went right to it. So Tammy says, I'm in Moultrie Creek, very close to Eastport and Middleton. So there you go. So that's how real estate brokers' fees. Now, just for clarification, I'm going to say real estate agents, because not every agent's a broker. I'm a broker. Sorry, man. I'm a real estate broker, but 90% of the real estate agents out there are not brokers. They're sales agents, and that's exactly their title. You have real estate sales agents and you have real estate brokers, according to the DBPR, which is the Department of Business and Professional Regulation. This is where we get, in Florida, we get licensed through the DBPR. Now, Village's agents are licensed as well through the DBPR, but they're not realtors. So there's a difference. There's a difference between realtors and real estate sales agents. Realtors have to abide by the realtor ethics. And we have a whole list of ethics that I will actually show you real quick, just so you guys know. Realtor ethics, the code of ethics. Realtor code of ethics. And so I encourage all y'all to go, it's not just for realtors. I mean, you might want to see what that's all about. So the National Association of Realtors, the Code of Ethics, this is what we, as realtors who belong to the National Association of Realtors, have to abide by. So view the Code of Ethics and Standards of Practice. What I will tell you is, and here's our preamble, duties to the clients and customers, and this is why I'm saying if, y'all should go ahead and check that out, because this is what our duties are to you, the client and the customer, right? Duties to clients and customers. We're not even allowed to call you, duties to clients and customers, and there's a lot of it. There's a lot, standard practice 1-14. There's a lot to this, right? So you might not even want to bore yourself with it. Duties to the public. So this is what we, as realtors, these are the duties in the Code of Ethics and the standards of practice that we have to live and work by. Because if not, we can be fined. So that's the difference between people in the MLS, who all of us in the MLS belong to the Board of Realtors and have to abide by the Realtor Code of Ethics. The people in the Village's sales office do not belong to the Board of Realtors, so they are not realtors. They're all sales agents, and they don't have to abide by those Code of Ethics. And a lot of people who have dealt with the Village's sales agent is probably going to go, aha. So Renee, she's one that could definitely agree with me. So there we go. So Missy Mo, thank you for joining me tonight. Appreciate it. Pack it up, and we'll see you. Sorry I missed you on this trip. Renee, what are we changing the topic to tomorrow so I can help? Topic tomorrow is contracts, FAR contracts.
I think she was making a joke saying change it to something she'll know and she'll come on for it.
Look, we didn't even have a topic tonight. This is a free-for-all. Every Monday is free-for-all. So, there you go. We're all over the place. At least we have a little direction on Tuesdays. Even though last Tuesday I was asked all about the taxes. I probably should do taxes tomorrow and not the contracts, because a lot of people are interested in taxes and bonds. Anyways, I'm going to call you tomorrow, Renee. See if you want me to come pick you up, bring you over here. Okay, so listen. Where are we? 7:30. I was going to say, I want to make sure that all right, so anyway, I want to go back to what Peter was asking, because I don't think I really finished the answer to that. All I told him was I get it right 90% of the time, but I think Tammy kind of picked up on it. So a lot of people up north have basements. A basement here in the villages is called a golf cart garage. So I would suggest probably buying a home with a golf cart garage, getting a home with some privacy, some sort of privacy. And you can get privacy with a wall behind your house, with, you know, mature hedges behind your home, the right size of home. So there's a lot that kind of goes into that to get it right the first time. And so that's what I take my time with you guys. I spend at least an hour to an hour and a half before I even saw Renee. And I picked her and her husband up today at their accommodations, but they were here, I don't know, what, 3 or 4 months ago, I think, Renee, right? And we sat here and talked for, I know at least an hour. So that's just the best way to make sure I sit there, talk with you, figure out what you want. Don't let you get caught up in things that, because I'm going to remind you, well, hey, you told me you didn't care about, you know, this or that or another thing or whatever, right? We don't want you to get caught up in all the niceties of a place. We want to make sure we get what you're looking for. So hopefully, Peter, when you're ready, we will get it right the first time. All right, you guys, 7:30, we're going to wrap it up. 1 o'clock tomorrow for Topic Tuesday. Right now, I believe it's going to be our FAR bar contract. FAR, Florida Association of Realtors. BAR is the Florida bar, and that's what the attorneys belong to. And the attorneys and realtors got together, came up with this contract. We're going to paraphrase the whole contract tomorrow so you have a complete understanding. So when you see me and you write an offer on a home, you already have had the explanation. So there you go. Thanks, everybody, for hanging in there. Pat and Jane, thank you so much for hanging all the way in there. We'll see you maybe tomorrow at 1. If not, don't forget, road trip next Monday, starting all the way down at Dabney, going all the way up to Marion County and to the very northern end to first responders and everywhere in between. So we'll spend an hour and a half. It's probably going to take us that long to go see what we want to see and get to where we want to go. So join me Monday night for that, okay? All right, so Timmy, thanks for joining. Gary, Peter, Glenn. I didn't see Create Sunshine tonight. I don't know what happened to her, but maybe I'll see her tomorrow. Chris, thank you so much. Renee, talk to you tomorrow. And I don't know if Jace is still there. He kind of comes in and then I lose him. But if you're still there, Jace, thank you for joining. Rich, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. And we'll see everybody next week.